Now that we have vector search working, we can implement Retrieval Augmented Generation. We'll go back to our VS Code and we'll close our components, copy this page.tsx file and create a new file, or rather a new folder called rag. And this will create a new route, and we'll paste page.tsx inside our rag route. We'll get rid of search result and change its name to rag, and change this header to say rag with Weaviate. And now when we navigate back to our browser and go to localhost 304/rag, you should see rag with Weaviate. Now we can build this out. The first thing that we want to do is add a rag function to our action.ts file. And so we'll copy our vector search function. We'll first change this name to rag. We initialize our client, and what we need to do next is change this from a query to a generate and pass in a prompt. So now we'll get our search results back and pass these search results to generative model. And so we'll say group task, so we can pass all of them together. And we're at liberty to define our prompts. And so I'll say you are a middle school teacher. Use the information given to answer this question. And then we'll place our question, which we import as search term, and use as the next line, and use very simple language and analogies to drive your point. And so this is my prompt. You can absolutely change prompts as you wish. We'll save this and go back into our page.tsx in our rag folder. And what we'll do here is we'll import rag result, which will display the results of our rag search. So we actually have to build this out. We'll go to rag results.ts in our components folder. And as before, a lot of it needs to be built out. I'll copy search results because the majority of the information is similar. We import very similar items. Of course, this is not called search results. It is called rag result. Instead of importing vector search from actions, we import rag. Most of it is the same. And so here, instead of returning vector search result, we want to return our rag result from the large language model, as well as references. So we'll build out a div, and in that div, we'll use our grid component. And in that, we'll add gen result and pass response as our search response. And below that, we want to display our references. And we'll pass in search response as a prop and close that. And here, and instead of search response being of type Weaviate return, we'll have this be of type generative return, and replace vector search with rag. When we go back to our browser and we search why do airplanes fly, we get a response saying airplanes fly because of their wings. And here you could see our analogy that we asked for in our prompt. And here, of course, also you could see the references that the large language model used to inform this answer. We can do another form of generative searches when we go back to our action.ts and adding a single prompt. And so a single prompt can be something like translate title to French. And what we can then do is open up rag results and open up references and say result, or rather here result.generated. And this should display the translated item. And we'll get rid of this, and our next question will be, why do we have days and nights? And so here we see we have days and nights because of the way the earth moves around, and we have our analogy also included. And then here, of course, also you can see the various articles that the large language model used to inform its answer, as well as translated options. And so we can actually click this and see the actual Wikipedia article. And that's how you build rag applications with Weaviate and Next.js.